Hey everyone, it's Kimberly. I Dream a Lot on YouTube, eBay, Poshmark, and Etsy. I'm a part-time reseller and I pick most of my items up from my local Goodwills and resell them for a profit on eBay and Poshmark. And I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to keep my Etsy shop open. I probably will keep it open because I've had it since Etsy began. I think like 2008, I want to say. But I just have not been very active on Etsy. So today is a what sold video. I'm going to go through some sales that, I forgot to write down my date. Sorry guys, I think starting from July 29th until today, August 8th. So I'm not talking about every single sale, but I just grabbed, I think, 8 from Etsy, or Etsy's on the mind, obviously. I grabbed 8 items from eBay and I think about 8 items from Poshmark. So I'll just quickly talk about each of those items, talk about cost of goods, how long I had each one listed, and as you can see on the screen, at least for the eBay sales, I have the start time. So this first item, for example, we're not getting there yet, but the start time is June 17th. So this item was listed on June 17th, and I believe it sold on July 29th. So just over a month it was listed. I'm trying to focus on items that have a 100% sell-through rate. Obviously, I am still picking up items that don't always have a 100% sell-through rate in 90 days, but I'm trying to get as close to that as possible and to sell items that are 30 or pick up items that I expect to sell for $30 or more. And so I am trying to get rid of a lot of old inventory that I've had for a couple years that are in like the $15 to $25 range, just because I work full-time and I really have to be cognizant of how much time I'm spending sourcing, listing, shipping, all of those tasks that go into running an online business. And of course, like most of us resellers, thrifting is the best part, the most fun. And so I'd rather have more time thrifting better items and shipping out fewer packages each day or each week or each weekend, just because my time is limited. But let me just say, there is absolutely nothing wrong with running a business selling $15 to $25 items. I mean, if you think about it, if you're selling even just $20 items, 10 of those items a day, that's $200 a day. So that is a decent living for someone, especially if it's, supplementing your income, or even if it is a full-time gig. So I am just needing to kind of shift things around so that I don't know what they say, working smarter, not harder. I don't know, whatever. Let's jump into it. So the first item is a Catherine's 3X button-up top. It was just this plaid shirt in a size 26, 28, and it had the roll tab sleeves, and this was new with tags, and it sold for the price you see there, $29.99, and the buyer paid shipping. And as I said in the beginning, this was listed on June 17th and it sold on July 29th, and there's the price there with the tags. So if you find Catherine's and it's in good condition or obviously new with tags, and it's in like a 2X or larger, they pretty much have 100% sell-through rate. So I personally would pick it up. Next item, oh, let me close that out. Well, no, I'm going to leave those there. Okay. Next item is a Win Layers 3X women's button-up shirt. This was also new with tags. It was just this really cool, unstructured, kind of asymmetric hemline with these kimono style like sleeves. It had a very kimono style look to the top, and the buttons are these hidden buttons. There's the label there, very nice label, and I don't think it had the price on the label, but this also I believe had 100% sell-through rate or close to it. And I just thought it was a beautiful top, very stylish, and yeah, so that sold for $34.99, and that actually was listed on May 28th, so that took just about 2 months to sell. So again, we're within that 90-day mark. Next is a vintage Levi's top. So this is a women's large. It was like a thermal, long sleeve thermal with this really dainty floral pattern. And I just knew with the whole Y2K 90s kind of rave trend that is just so hot right now. I knew this would sell. I knew someone would love it, and I just had to wait for the right buyer. And it sold for $26.99 plus the buyer paid shipping, and that was listed on May 9th, so just over a couple of months. But again, we're within that 90-day time frame. So I would definitely pick that up again. Next is a Joseph Ribkoff blue and white maxi dress. So this was just like a really nice stretchy jersey knit dress. It had, I think it had 1 or 2 slits. It may have had slits like on both sides, if I remember correctly. No flaws. And Joseph Ribkoff is it was a very expensive brand. I don't think they're making Joseph Ribkoff anymore. I could be wrong. But if you find these dresses or even other substantial pieces, like they're really nice like evening tops or sweaters, definitely do a comp. They don't have 100% sell-through rate, but they do sell, and you just may have to sit on it a while and wait for the right buyer. I actually accepted an offer on this dress for I think $24. And the reason why I accepted the offer is because, like I said, it doesn't have 100% sell-through rate. It was listed on May 6th. You know, at this point, we were already into August. We're getting, you know, towards the end of summer. People are already starting to think about fall. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and accept the offer. My cost of goods is usually right around $4. So $4 into $24 isn't great, and that's not the business model that I'm trying to create right now and foster, but it was fine. It was fine. And again, I mean, I'm still making money. So I would definitely pick up Joseph Ribkoff if I found a substantial piece in very good condition, and especially in a larger size. This was a size 12. Next is a Mexican folk art nativity scene. This is like a clay pottery. It was just in excellent condition. No flaws, and it was a very unique piece. It was a couple of dollars, and I believed that, you know, it would do well. I didn't realize how well it would do. I literally had this listed for 10 minutes, and I received a $50 offer, and I accepted that offer. So again, sometimes reselling is just having an eye for things. And I think that that eye, so to speak, can be developed over time. I think some people just kind of have a natural eye, and I don't know why. I know for me, I've always just had a natural eye. Like I can just walk in somewhere and just gravitate towards certain pieces, and I don't know why. I can't explain it, and I do well. And then other times I pick up things that I think are cool or whatever, and they sit for a year or 2 years. So I mean, I'm definitely not perfect, but I definitely have a natural eye, and I think because I already have that, that reselling and learning and watching videos and doing my research, I'm just enhancing what I already have. It's kind of like an athlete. Like a lot of great athletes, right, are just natural athletes. They just, take a basketball player. They're a natural athlete. They're good at basketball. But when they go to practice every day, they're shooting hoops on the weekends, when they're not in school, things like that. They are developing and strengthening that talent. It's the same thing with reselling. When you have just kind of that natural talent, or that just natural eye for good quality items, or even just items that are unique and that you think will sell. There's a buyer for that item out there somewhere. But you can definitely develop that through just teaching yourself and learning different fabrics and different types of materials and high quality workmanship and things like that. So, okay, that's enough of that. Next is another Catherine's top. This was also new with tags. It was a 4X, and it was just this color block, kind of kimono style again, top. And yeah, it was just like this thin sweater, kind of knit fabric. And it sold for the price you see there, $24.99, and the buyer paid shipping. So again, if you're finding, I always look in the plus size clothing. I love that my Goodwills separate things by size. So it's very easy to go to the plus size clothing in each section. And I generally gravitate to the tops and dresses first, and I do pants last. Okay. Next is a San Diego hat company, like floppy, packable sun hat. I think this was a Free People, a collab with Free People. I did some research and I was guessing that was the case, and so I just went with it, and hopefully the buyer is okay with that. But there's a stock photo, which I rarely ever use stock photos. But I did on that one. I don't know. I saw someone else's listing that had sold, and yeah, I was that person. I just copied them, and every so often I do that, and I can't even explain why. But I did it, and the hat sold within like a couple of days. I listed it on August 2nd, and I think it sold like on the 4th. But yeah, there's the hat there, and you can see it's exactly the same. And yeah, it was new with tags. I love selling San Diego Hat Company. I've sold several of their hats over the years, and that sold for $29.99, and the buyer paid $8 in shipping. Next, oops. These belts have been listed since February 28th. So yeah, like what is that, like 5 months? March, April, May, June, July, yeah, 5 months. But they sold on an offer of $24, and they were just these cute little vintage belts. And I basically, in the listing, I emphasized the actual, I guess, belt, like buckle, basically, and just indicated that the material, or the whatever these belts were made of, were just like basically like cheap plastic. And so I highlighted that what you're purchasing is really the belt buckle pieces, and that you would probably want to switch out the actual belt fabric for something, high quality or better quality, except for this one here was fine. So this was kind of a metal belt, and these others were just really horrible, like plastic. But the belt buckles were super cool. These were 2 owls, and then these were horse heads, and then this was just like a gold buckle. But yeah, so I love selling belts. I love selling belts, hats, scarves. All those things are just easy to list, easy to photograph. They don't take a lot of space to store, and you can usually pick these up for $1 to $2, $3 at most thrift stores. And if you guys are lucky enough to go to the bins, then I mean, paying by the pound, these things weigh nothing. So I'm always looking at belts, and I have done really well. I should do a video of just my belt sales in the last year, and kind of talk about those and the ones that I really look for. And yeah, so that was a nice little sale. Next, we're going to move over to some Poshmark sales. These actually sold today, and so I need to go pull them from my inventory and get them shipped out in the morning. These are just a pair of vintage Cole Haan women's size 9 medium flats or loafers. Now, Cole Haan is a very well-made brand. It's been around for decades. I used to work at Nordstrom, and I mean, Cole Haan was very big in the 90s. I'm sure they've been around, I don't know, since the 70s or 80s. I'm not sure. I haven't looked, but long time, well-made, great quality. These loafers were definitely vintage. They were made in Italy, and I could tell by, these were definitely like from the 90s. And I don't know that they may make some of their shoes in Italy. I'm not sure, but the Cole Haans, the more modern ones I see, are generally made in China, to be honest. But these are from the 90s, and they were very soft leather, well made, just beautiful loafers. They were like that burgundy oxblood color, 9 medium. There's, we have a leather sole here, and then kind of the rubber there at, the ball of the foot and the toe, but here is the leather. They're just really nice. They look like they were barely worn. I mean, and those sold for $36. So I'm picky about Cole Haan because they don't have a great sell-through rate, but I think that people who are familiar with Cole Haan and who have been wearing their footwear for several years know that the older styles are extremely high quality. I mean, this quality is right up there with like Bali, which, I mean, those are $300 flats. So anyhow, yes, I used to work at Nordstrom in salon shoes, so I sold Bally, Ferragamo. Yeah, sold it all. All right, next is a Japna women's large jumpsuit. This was really nice. The top part was all smocked, so this is smocking. Let me get a close up. And there we have it there. And these really pretty, just like flutter sleeves, very feminine. The jumpsuit had pockets, and it was rayon. Yeah, it was just really nice, and it sold for $22. I just couldn't pass it up. It was like in pristine condition, seemed like it was never worn, and so it didn't sell for the 30, but it was close enough, and it sold within about, I think, 4 weeks or so. Next is a Lane Bryant white long sleeve blouse, size 22-24. It had elastic in the waist and the back, and then it also had a back waist tie. You see it there. Pristine condition, nothing wrong with this. Didn't even have any signs of wear. And let's get to the tag. It was a newer tag. Lane Bryant doesn't do great though. So in the future, I mean, I've tried a few pieces, and what I will say about Lane Bryant is the larger sizes do the best. If they are a substantial piece, like a maxi dress, something like that, and new with tags, then yeah, I say go for it. Otherwise, you may sit on the item for a long time, and or you're only going to get $15 to $20. But again, if you are okay with selling items for $15 or $20, then I would say go for it, because I think if it's a substantial piece, it will sell. You know, a nice cardigan, maxi skirt or maxi dress. I don't know about their jumpsuits. I haven't comped those, so I'm always on the fence with jumpsuits, because sometimes they can just kind of fit a little weird. So yeah, I'm not sure, but that would be something to look into, because I think I have passed up some jumpsuits. These are just from my own closet. They're just Ann Taylor Loft. They were these really cute dresses, though. I loved these dresses, but thankfully I lost weight, and so they're too big. I had gained weight a couple years ago, and these dresses were a lifesaver. They were so comfy. They were super flattering, with that side tie and kind of like a little ruching. And yeah, I loved these dresses. So these are just from my own closet. I got plenty of wear. And I think I initially found this white one at a thrift store, and I fell in love with it. And then I searched for these dresses online, and then I found this, it's kind of like a coral, it's not like a bright red, more like a coral, kind of reddish color. And I found that, I think, on eBay. So yeah, those sold for $15. Next, this was a nice sale. I just sold this a few days ago. This is the North Face women's medium Gotham jacket with it, so it's down, and then it has this faux fur hood, and it's sold for $105. So very nice sale. That was like in pristine condition. I don't even know if it had ever been worn. Next is this vintage blanket. It was huge. It was a king size blanket. It was just acrylic, nothing great. But obviously the scenery there, the you know, with the horses and the desert, kind of that southwestern scene, was just so neat. It had a couple like smudges, like marks that didn't come out in the wash, but overall it was in really good condition and would look fantastic in someone's like cabin, or if you had a room that you were kind of going with that Western style, it would just like, yeah, it would look very, very nice. So that sold for $29. I didn't expect it to go for that much just because it was acrylic, but looking back, I probably could have held out and got at least $40 for it because it is a really neat looking blanket. Next, oh, this sale broke my heart. So I love this vase. I had it sitting on my dresser. I've had this vase for at least 2 to 3 years. It was packed away, and then when I moved, I was going through some things and I unpacked it, put it on my dresser, have enjoyed it for the last year, and I meant to change the price because I noticed one day when I was scrolling through my Poshmark closet that I had it listed for $22. I'm like, what in the world? I need to change that. And I meant to do it and I never did it. And then I forgot about it. Yeah, so I was really bummed out when that sold because I love the vase and I was really enjoying it in my bedroom. And I had to let it go for $22. Yeah, so that was kind of a bummer. Last item is this vintage or possibly antique. I'm not sure the age of this piece, but it was this wooden spindles of these spools of thread. Yeah, and it was like this holder. And here, let me see. Oh no, I didn't take a picture of the, did I? No, I didn't. So the spools of thread basically just slid down on these like wooden pegs. So that was the holder part. But yeah, and it actually sold to a viewer. So someone saw watched one of my haul videos where I showed this, and then they had messaged me and asked if I had it listed yet, and I hadn't. So I got it listed as, I think, like that same day or the next day. And excuse me, I let the person know that it was listed, and she bought it right away and left great feedback and was super happy with it. She was buying it for a family member as a gift. So I hope that she enjoyed the gift and they are happy with that. So that was awesome. I love that. Thank you so much if you're watching. All right, that is it, guys. I am going to do some math, run some numbers, and I will include that in the titles so you already have that information. And I will see you guys probably this weekend with a haul video. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. I'm really trying to grow this channel. Oh, and I want to say today after work, I went to the post office to drop off a couple packages, and I was leaving, and there was this really nice lady who kind of like looked at me and did a double take as I was going out, and she's like, "Hey, do you have a YouTube channel?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I just watched one of your videos today. So if you happen to be watching this, thank you so much. And I'm sorry that I was like running out and I didn't stop to chit chat. I just needed to get home to the doggies." But thank you for watching. But I wanted to say, if anyone wants to see like a certain type of video, please leave a comment and let me know. So right now I've just been doing haul videos. I'm trying now to do some what sold videos, and I don't do any fancy editing or anything like that. But if you guys want more of that, I will definitely continue to do more of these what sold videos and my haul videos. But if there's something else that you are interested in, it doesn't matter what, like if you're interested in, I don't know, my inventory kind of system, which is, I don't know, that's kind of a hot mess right now, but I don't know, just anything. Or if you want me to do a specific video on certain items, or if you want me to do like a thrift with me video where I just record myself thrifting, like, yeah, just let me know, leave some comments. And I am definitely also going to look into having someone edit my videos, because I do have some ideas, but I can't do it all. I need to kind of source some things out. So editing videos is something I don't want to take on. I just don't have the time, and I think I would like to source that out. So I do have some ideas, and so that is also in the works. But that's it, guys. I am going to jump off of here and get myself ready for bed because I have to work in the morning. All right. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you guys this weekend with a haul video. Ciao.